Hello, hello. I apologize. Hello, Wi-Fi, right? It's always fun to be reliant on Wi-Fi. So I was having some Wi-Fi challenges and I actually had to move my car. There is a very specific reason why I like to go live from my car. So maybe you're asking, why don't you just go live from your house? You'll find out here in a minute. So I'm going to wait for a few minutes just to, let's just fill her up. Let's fill her up in here, and then I will respect everyone's time because there are probably several of you who are watching the replay, because I understand that you have your regular, you have your jobs, right? You might be at your work. I understand that. I was there, and that's actually part of my story, and you'll hear all about it here in a minute. So hello, hello, hello. If you are able to join live, please say hello and introduce yourself below. Let me know, where are you joining from? Where do you live? Where are you joining from? If you feel inclined and you want to share below what caused you to want to come into the sneak peek, what gave you an interest in the coaching business, or what is it about my story that you are most excited to hear? Hey, what's up, Natalie? Good to see you. Natalie from New Jersey. Jersey's in the house. Always love it when Jersey's in the house. Good to see you, Michelle. I see Michelle is here. So again, as you're popping on, whether you are watching this live or you are watching the replay right now, please introduce yourself, say hello below. Sorry, I won't make any more noise with this phone. Say hello below, and let us know where you are watching from so that we can connect with you in that way. Laura from New Jersey. Jersey is representing. Hey, Angie, how are you? Sorry, you know when you have golden retrievers? Anybody have golden retrievers? You feel like you have a constant flow of dog hair in your nose, so I apologize for having to wipe my nose. Anyway, what I'm going to do, hey, Angie from Indiana, good to see you. I'm going to go ahead and jump in again because I know a lot of people are going to be watching the replay, and there's nothing more annoying, in my personal opinion, than when I'm watching a recording and it takes the host a long time to get started. And so I'm going to respect everyone's time, and especially because I'm late getting started because of Wi-Fi, and I know you guys might have to get back to the job, so I respect that. If you see me looking down briefly, I am super OCD, and I like to put bullets down just to make sure I don't forget anything. I certainly know my story and I won't be reading it to you, but I want to make sure I cover everything. So here's what, hey, Lynette from Florida, good to see you. Tara, I see Tara has jumped in. Good to see you, Tara. So here's the thing. Welcome to our sneak peek. I say ours because this sneak peek is something that my team and I run together. And so if you have an interest in starting your own health and wellness business, I don't want you to be listening to everything I'm saying and taking a look at this group and thinking to yourself, I have an interest in paying this forward and helping people to live their best life, but I would never be able to do what Mary just did, and I don't have all those posts, and I don't know how to run a group on Facebook, and so I probably shouldn't do this business. I don't want you to think that way, because what you'll do initially is you and I will do this group together. So I will really do most of the legwork, and it's kind of the I do, we do, you do concept, right? And so just know that initially you're going to utilize this group until one day you say, hey, Mary, you know what? Peace out. I'm going to go run my own sneak peek, and I will say, I love you for that. I'm right here if you need anything. That's the way it works, okay? That's what a good mentor should do for you. So my group and I run this sneak peek periodically so that we can really just give you the information so you can make an informed decision. This is what this coaching business is all about. Here's what you can expect. And a big piece of the coaching business is understanding how we all came to know this wellness system. Because here's what it boils down to, and I'm sure you know this. It really isn't about selling anything. I mean, do we exchange money and you give a product or service to your new client Is there an exchange, a sales exchange? Of course there is. The person needs the tools and the resources to be successful. But do we spend every day selling? No. And I'll tell you, if it's when you get into that salesy mindset that you become salesy and spammy and all the authentic things that a lot of us see on social media, you know, when people have an online business, and unfortunately it's yucky and they give us a bad name and we hate it. So I just want to let you know right out of the chute that you are not going to be mentored to convince anyone of anything or push product or you know, beat people over the head with wood sticks if they don't decide to join you and do these workouts and follow this nutrition plan and embrace this full wellness system. None of those things. At the end of the day, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, is you know, it's really just about sharing, hey, listen, I had a problem. I found a solution with this wellness system. Do you have a challenge as well that this amazing wellness system or this business could possibly solve? Right? That's all it is. That's all it is. And honestly, if you think about it, that's all it is with any product or service. Products and services solve a problem. That's what they do. That's it. No matter what. Go to the grocery store, you buy eggs, it's solving the problem that you need eggs for a recipe or for a meal or something like that, right? Every product or service commodity that we invest our money in, we are buying that because it's solving some sort of problem, or it's you know, solving an issue, or however you want to look at it. So telling my story about how I found out about this wellness system and what it did for my life personally is a huge part of the business, because if you don't believe in what you're promoting, if you don't believe in the gift you have to share, if you're not living it, and it doesn't mean you have to do it for years and years and years before you can start your business, and I'll talk about that in a second, but if you don't believe in it, then I definitely won't want you on the team. I definitely wouldn't encourage you to start a business where you are promoting any kind of product or service if you don't 100% fully believe in it. Don't ever do that. Don't do it. And I don't think you would, because I don't think we would have connected if you were that kind of person. But don't let anybody talk you into promoting something that you just are like, you know what, this isn't really that good, but like I need the money. Don't do it. It won't work. I promise you, it won't work. Like the laws of the universe won't allow you to be successful because you are inauthentically promoting something, you know? And if you've been following me for any length of time, I hope that I have led you to see and know my heart and know that that's not what I do. That's not what I do. I don't push product. I don't push this wellness system. I answer questions and I give information. And if you feel like it's a good fit for you, fantastic. I'm honored to work with you. If you don't, no worries at all, and we're still friends. That's just my philosophy. It's how I mentor my team, and it's what you'll hear me say over and over and over and over and over and over again on lives and in my content. Celeste, a longtime friend of mine, all the way back to grade school. You're one of my biggest supporters, and I know you mean this. Thank you. You're a bright, shining light, and I love you so much. Oh my gosh, right back at you, my beautiful friend. I didn't even pay her to say that. I promise you I didn't. Okay, so before I get started and tell you my story, I will tell you my story, my personal wellness story first, and then it will lead into how I found out about the business component and partnering with Body to be able to pay it forward. But first, I just want to make sure that everyone knows I tagged everyone in the welcome post. The welcome post is pinned to the top of this group. The welcome post is really, besides my two lives, the live I'm doing today and the live you'll see me doing tomorrow, besides the two lives, the welcome post, there's a link in the welcome post that'll take you to a Google Doc. That is really the meat of the sneak peek. When you click on that Google Doc link, it's going to take you to a document in Google Drive, and there are some videos in there, there's some information in there, and that is really where you're going to get a lot of your questions answered about the business component. What do we do as coaches? How do we do it? How do we find people that could potentially we could potentially change their lives with the solution that we have, right? This gift that we have, this wellness system. How do we do that? What does it look like? How do we earn money? How do we build and grow our business and all the things? That's going to be in that Google Doc. Okay, so make sure that you hit that welcome post and you not only click on that Google Doc and review the information, but that you also introduce yourself. It's one of the things I ask for in the welcome post is, hey, introduce yourself below. One of the things that you will learn very quickly is that, yes, this is a business, that you will be in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. You're not in business by yourself. We run our own individual businesses together, if that makes sense. We have each other, we lean on each other, and so the community is a huge part of this coaching business. And I want us to get a taste of that, even just in this sneak peek, by introducing ourselves under that welcome post. Let us know where you're from. Let us know about your family and maybe a little history of your wellness journey if you feel like it. Let us know why you opted to join this sneak peek and what you're hoping to learn, and all those things. So hit the welcome post. Be sure to do that. Tonight, second on my list, right here on the bullets. I'm so OCD. Tonight around 8 o'clock, I'm going to put up a post in this group, and the graphic is going to say giveaway. So in fact, it's going to have my business logo, Faithfully Fit, and it's going to say giveaway, swag giveaway. All right. Be looking for that. I want you to post your questions below that post. Everyone who posts a question below that post gets entered into a drawing for some swag. So I'm giving away tomorrow, on tomorrow's live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm giving away a $25 gift certificate to the Faithfully Fit merch store. You can get a t-shirt like this one. It happens to be one of my favorites. I love baseball shirts, don't you? You get a t-shirt like this one. We've got water bottles in there with the logo on it. We've got sweatshirts and hoodies and crop tees and all kind of fun things. And so be sure to be looking for that post tonight. Then you can post your question under there and be entered into. You can ask questions anytime under any post. Be sure to tag me so I see it, but make sure you ask questions under that one so you get entered into the drawing for the swag. All right, coolio. All right. I really feel led to say this. Like I obviously I have a strong faith. The name of my business is Faithfully Fit. If you know anything about me, you know that my faith is very, very important to me. And I just don't feel like there's any accident that you're here today. There's no accident. It's not an accident that our paths have crossed. It's not an accident that you found me on the FYP or on the news feed on Instagram or somewhere on Facebook. There's no accident that God crossed our paths. And so there's a reason why you're hearing my message. Whether you elect to start your coaching business or join me and allow me the opportunity to be your wellness coach and help you personally, there's a reason why you're hearing the words that I have to say today. They're going to help you in some way. And so I'm grateful to God that He led us to each other. And I'm just grateful that you're here. You're going to hear me tell in my own story that I started this business. It's the reason why I actually tell this story and go live from my car. I started this business part-time from my car during my lunch breaks. And you're going to hear me telling my story that I eventually left corporate America and I now run this business full-time. But what I want to make sure I preface the story by saying is that you don't have to have a desire or a goal to take this business full-time. There are quite a few coaches within the network. We actually call ourselves partners now instead of coaches, but that's going to take me a while. I've been 11 years in this business. It's going to take me a while to switch that lingo. But there are quite a few partners in this business who absolutely love doing coaching, helping people part-time, because they love their job. You know, they're in a profession that they love going to their job every day, and they have no desire to quit that. And so I just want you to, but some people do, right? And so I just want you to know that no one's going to pressure you that you have to take this business from part-time to full-time or anything like that. That's not true. But my story is that I did that. And so you're going to hear that today in my story. Let's see, what else I'm going to say. know if you've followed me for any length of time, and you can see the number of followers I have on all the different platforms. Look, I'm not breaking any rules, but I have over 500,000 followers. I call them friends, between all three platforms of Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You may be looking at that and you may be thinking, the reason why I know you're thinking this is because I thought it too when I was first approached about considering this coaching business. You might be thinking, yeah, you're successful because you have all those followers. And I know you're thinking that, and I want you to know that I started out with 0 followers on all three of those platforms, just like you did when you first got on them. Okay, we all start out with 0. And what you're going to learn if you do elect to start this business, what you're going to learn in the training that I have, which, by the way, all new coaches that come onto the team go through a 2-week, what we call new coach mentorship workshop. It's self-paced. You don't have to be there at a specific time every day. It's self-paced, and I give you lessons in bite-sized pieces, and then you can implement them. So we learn and we do, and we learn and we do, and we learn and we do, so that we have the opportunity to implement everything that's being learned. But you'll learn in that training, what do I do every day to grow my audience, to reach out and to connect and build relationships, and to find out ultimately, do you have a problem that I could potentially solve? And all I do is share my story. I don't send links for people to buy stuff in a DM. I don't, keep DMing people over and over and over again and say, why aren't you interested? Da, 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 da. We don't do any of that. You'll learn that in the training. But I had zero followers. I got onto Facebook. Well, let me rewind and then I'll tell you that. Well, no, I'll tell you, and then I'll go back to my story. When I got onto Facebook, in 2012, I had just migrated from MySpace. That's how old I am, yeah. MySpace to Facebook. That was 2012. I had about 331 friends on Facebook when I first started this business. I had 0 Instagram account, and I had 0 TikTok account. I had 0 YouTube or Twitter or any LinkedIn or anything. All I had was MySpace. Now I'm in Facebook. I have 331 friends. The 331 friends that I had were friends I went to high school with, my family, and my coworkers, and my neighbors, I guess, or my friends in the community. That's it. They weren't anyone that I didn't know from social media like my friends and followers are now. None of that stuff. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. I had to learn, just like you will learn, So let me go all the way back. So here I am. I'm just a regular chick, just like you, right? Going through life, climbing the corporate ladder. I made it to the corner office and the 6 figures and the fancy title and all the things that I had hoped for getting my college degree. All the things that don't really matter, really, technically. But I was proud, I was proud, and I wasn't miserable, but I wasn't fulfilled, and I wasn't jumping out of bed at 5:30 in the morning and couldn't wait to get to that corporate office with the monkey suit, the heels, the makeup, the hair, all the things. I drove 45 minutes to work every day, 45 minutes home. I wouldn't say that I was super excited like I am now to get up every day and do what I do. And somebody's driving very fast by me. Hopefully they don't hit me. And so here I was doing this thing, and at the same time, personally, I was a chronic yo-yoer. I mean, on the wagon, off the wagon, with my health and wellness, right? With my own health, my own personal health and wellness journey. I was skinny as a rail in high school. I got to college. Between the drugs, the alcohol, and a ton of eating, I gained 30 pounds in 3 months. My parents dropped me off in August, started my first semester in college, picked me up in December, or I got home in December. I don't know how I got home, but I was home in December for Christmas break, and I was 30 pounds heavier. And when I walked in the door, I just remember my mom's face was like this. And she's like, what happened? And I said, what do you mean? I mean, I knew I'd gained weight, duh. And she's like, wow, you gained so much weight. And I said, yes, I did. My hair was falling out. I had humongous chunks of my hair missing. I remember I had a circle bald spot right here that was as big as a quarter. I remember my mom saying, it's as big as a quarter. All along my hairline was gone. I had huge chunks of my hair out. My face, I had acne all over my face, because when you're unhealthy on the inside, it all projects on the outside, right? So here I am, 30 pounds heavier, everything's unhealthy about me. And get myself through college as best I can. I graduate college, and I pretty much spent the next 13 years of my life doing this chronic yo-yoing thing. I would get really serious. Basically, I'd get sick and tired of getting sick and tired. I'm sure you can relate. If you can relate, let me know below so I don't feel like I'm all alone. Oh, I love that, Christina. She said, I was just thinking that I'm not here by mistake. Amen. That's so true. I would get really sick and tired of being sick and tired, you know, and I would find the latest and greatest, whatever the latest and greatest was. Whether it was Tae Bo, the Thigh Master from Suzanne Summers, remember that? CrossFit, some kind of diet pill. By the way, I took every diet pill that they marketed at the time. Hydroxycut, was that what it was called? Hydroxycut, whatever the hell that was called. Slim something. I took them all. I remember one time, I'm not proud to tell you the story, but I'm going to tell it to you because I want you to understand where I was in my personal wellness journey. I remember going into GNC to get more diet pills. By the way, I was still 15 pounds heavier than I am right now, taking all these diet pills. Not a single pound was coming off of my body, but I still took them religiously, okay? Walked into GNC, and the guys, and I'm looking around. I obviously had a very puzzled look on my face. And he said, can I help you find something? And I'm like, I don't know what they're called. They're yellow, some kind of fat burner, and they're yellow. They're in a yellow capsule. And he said, C4, I think it was C4, whatever the hell it was. He's like, these, and I'm like, yeah, that's it. That's what I want. Bought them, got to my car, and the tears started streaming down my face because I was an intelligent woman. I was sitting there with a 4-year bachelor's degree in health service management, knew better than to put shit in my body that I didn't even know what I was putting in my body. Chemicals, I didn't even know the name of the product. But I didn't care because it promised that it was going to help me burn fat and lose weight, right? And I just remember sitting in my car and I started crying. And I thought, you're so much smarter than this, Mary. Why are you doing this? You're spending all this money on these diet pills. You don't even know the name of them. And you're not dropping a single pound. You're not losing any body fat. I was still rocking like 35% body fat and, you know, just all of it. You know, my hair was still falling out. My face still had acne all over it. And I really got really upset. And the next day I was in between my corporate jobs. I actually ran a gym for 2 years. It's a God thing. I'll tell you that story another time if you're interested in hearing it. I'm running this gym, and I hired one of our personal trainers. She was the Jillian Michaels of our personal trainers. She was the one that just kicked your butt on the gym floor. And I mean, I'm curling 20-pounders. I was doing everything she told me to do. And I'm in the next day after this diet pill thing, I'm in the gym with her, and halfway through my session with her, which I paid her $75 an hour, by the way, to do, she looked at me and she said, sit down. I said, what? She said, sit down on the workout bench. She said, what's wrong? And I just started crying all over again. And I'm not like a crier like that, but it was building up. I'd had enough. You know what I mean? I was like, I kept looking around at all these women that I would see that I felt like just intrinsically were living a healthy lifestyle. It didn't seem super hard for them to get up and get their workout done and make healthy food choices. And it was like day in and day out. They were just doing this like it was brushing their teeth, work out, eat healthy, go to sleep, brush my teeth, you know. And I was like, why can't I do that? Why do I hit like month 3 and I completely fall off the wagon? Why do I, 3 months later get all sick and tired again and then try to figure it out again? And I said that to her. I said, you know what? It's 4th of July weekend. It was July of 2008, by the way. It was 4th of July weekend was coming up. I knew I was going to be in a bathing suit all weekend long because we always spend 4th of July with our friends at a beach condo for the offshore boat races. And I said, I'm going to be around all these people. I'm not feeling my best once again. And I'm unhealthy, Leanne. Look at my hair falling out. Look at my face. And I don't understand why I can't figure this out. I'm doing everything you tell me to do. She said, because you're trying to outwork out a poor diet and you don't have accountability. And I can only be here for you 2 days a week for this hour session. That's it. You need more than that, Mary. You need a full wellness system that includes accountability, and it includes a really rock solid nutrition plan that isn't a temporary restriction diet. You need something that is sustainable forever. so that you learn how to eat healthy and that you actually still enjoy foods on occasion that are stupid foods, right? She's like, you need to learn how to do this forever. I'm like, all right, so what? What, where, how, what do you do? What do you want me to do? She's like, and she shows me this home-based wellness system. And she's like, I want you to do this. I said, Leanne, I'm not doing some bullshit Jane Fonda DVDs at my home. I'm just not. I don't have the internal motivation to do it on my own. I need you, all the things. And she said, yes, you do. And she said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to give it 30 days. And if you don't like it after 30 days, you can hire me back and we'll continue down this path you're on right now. And I said, if I do this home-based thing, you're going to lose me as a client. Why do you want me to do this? She said, because my husband is doing it and it is rocking his world and it is changing his life. And his challenges are your challenges. And I know that if it's working for him, it's going to work for you. I said, okay, what I have to lose at that point, right? And so all I can tell you, fast forward 15 years, is that I haven't stepped foot in a gym since that day. I mean, I stepped back into that gym to work because that's where I was working, but I haven't worked out regularly in a gym since July of 2008. It completely changed my life. Completely changed my. I still, like, every year on Leanne's birthday, I send her a birthday. And if I see her in the community, I'm like, thank you for changing my life. And here's the thing: was it easy for Leanne to tell me about this wellness system, this home-based thing? Number one, was it easy for her? No. Number two, she knew she was going to lose a client. Did she want to do that? But she cared about me, and she wanted me to be successful, and she knew that this was going to help me be successful. You know, so all I can tell you is that that's my story and I'm sticking to it. It took me about a month and a half to get about 10 pounds off. Everybody's journey looks a little different, but it was only after like the first week I was already feeling so different. I hadn't lost any weight the first week, but I was feeling stronger. I could see my face clearing up. I felt so confident. I loved the workouts. I definitely loved the nutrition plan because I had this person telling me, here's how you eat healthy, but here, go ahead and eat the pizza on occasion. Go ahead and have a cocktail on the weekends if you want to, you know? And I'm like, what the heck kind of diet is this, you know? And I learned back in July of 2008, one of the biggest lessons I learned was just life in moderation, you know, that it wasn't about perfection and that I wasn't on a diet. I had a diet. Everything I consumed was my diet, both good and bad. And so when I tell you, and let me tell you, I will tell you, if I haven't told you on social media, I will definitely tell you if you become a client of mine. We have to get healthy between the ears first, before we can ever start working on the glam muscles, right? Before we ever try to get the guns, before we ever work on the six-pack or whatever our goals are, we have to get healthy between the ears. And so having an understanding that I was no longer on a diet mentally was a gift. It was the best gift someone ever gave me, because our thoughts are so powerful. Our thoughts control our feelings control our actions, and our actions control the results of our life. I'm going to say that again. Please write this down. Our thoughts control our feelings control our actions, and our actions control the outcome and the results of our life. So as soon as I started working on that mindset, that thought process of, I'm not on a diet, I have a diet. Everything I consume is my diet, both good and bad. This nutrition plan that I'm following isn't a restriction plan. It's not telling me I can never, ever, ever have fill in the blank. Okay? It's telling me eat these foods most of the time. Test your body. See which of these foods help you operate at your best. Just because a food is on the healthy food list doesn't mean it's healthiest for your body. And you hear me say that over and over again, and it's so incredibly true. The first 4 weeks when I'm working with a brand new client, you go through a testing period where we determine which of these foods on this healthy food list are healthiest for your body. Just because people ask me all the time, just tell me what you eat, Mary. I want to eat what you eat so I'm healthy like you. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. I wish it did. It would be easier, right? It would be a hell of a lot easier. But you have to test your body and you have to figure that out. And that's what I do with you. And that's what you would do with other people if you had an interest in paying it forward and having your own coaching business. So yeah, there you go. There's the personal story, right? I spend all these years beating my head up against the wall, chronic yo-yoer. I find out about this full wellness system, not just new workouts, not just nutrition, not just a shake that touts to be some magical pill, not just an accountability group that helps me, and keeps me internally motivated, but all of it. And just so you know, I don't know if you know this is the only full wellness system anywhere. We have certainly companies out there that do workouts at home or in a gym setting. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad at them, but they have workouts only. You go to a gym, you join a gym, you have workouts. If you want anything related to nutrition, you pay extra, right? If you want accountability, I promise you that the gym owner isn't paying attention if you've shown up at the gym and they're not calling you saying, hey, haven't seen you, check in a while. They don't give a shit. As long as you paid your monthly dues, they're happy. They're happy. And I'm not against gyms. I ran one for 2 years. I say, you got a gym membership and you're using it and you're reaching your goals because you also have nutrition and accountability and all the important components, keep going, do your thing. But 99.9% of the people that come to me have a gym membership. They're either not going or they get there and they wander all around because they don't know what to do. I know this because I ran a gym. I watched people come into the gym and wander all around because they didn't know what to do or wait in line for equipment. And they wound up spending more time as their workout block because they had to drive to a gym, get to the gym, not know what they're doing, wander around the gym, wait for equipment, get back in the car, drive home. Now their workout block each day is like an hour and a half. Versus the workouts we do with this home-based wellness system run between 20 and 40 minutes, and that's it. Because you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to wonder what to do. You walk into your space, wherever you work out in your home, you look at the calendar, it tells you to do that workout, you press play, you do the damn thing, and you're done with it. Done for the day. Because listen, people are like, how many hours a day do you work out? How many times a day do you work out? It makes me laugh out loud. I'm like, I can't really tell you the last time I worked out for a full hour, and how many workouts do I do a day? What do you think? I'm addicted to this shit? I get in there. I'm so ready to be done. I like the workouts, fortunately. So it's not like I'm miserable, but I'm not like obsessed with working out. Like I don't want to be working out all day long. I want to get in and I want to get out. I'm done. Regina said they will notice if someone else scans your key card that isn't paying. Facts, right? Absolute facts on that. So then what happened? How did I find out about, so here I am, I got this wellness system going, right? I told you I started dropping the weight, started dropping the body fat, my hair started getting healthier, my face started getting healthier, all the things started happening. I'm a happy girl. 4 years later, and I'm only telling you 4 years later because you would have to wait 4 years to be successful. This is just my story. That's how it happened for me. Back then we had DVDs. We didn't have an online streaming platform like we do now. So what would happen is when the workout was over on the DVD, I would immediately hit stop and go get in the shower because I had to get ready to drive 45 minutes to the corporate office to do my job, right? I never heard the little infomercial at the end of the workout that talked about the coaching business. So therefore, I didn't know there was an opportunity to partner with this amazing company that was changing my life and pay it forward. I had no idea. So 4 years later, I'm at this point, I've done every one of their workout programs. I'm completely obsessed and in love with this wellness system. I've never felt better in my whole life. Every year I was getting older, and this is still today, by the way. Every year I get older, I can't believe I actually feel better and I'm healthier. It blows my mind. So 4 years later, I post on Facebook that I had just finished an upper body workout, and my makeup looked like a clown because my arm was shaking so bad. That was my post. I look like a clown for work today because I just finished this workout and my arms are shaking so bad. A guy I went to high school with named Scott comments underneath the post and says, oh wow, you're doing a beach body workout. Are you a coach? And I said, a what? And he said, a coach. And I said, no, I'm not a coach. What are you talking about? I didn't know what he was talking. I had no idea what he was talking about. So very long story short, he DMs me. We start having this conversation privately. He tells me what this coaching thing is all about. And I said, oh my gosh, Scott, I would love to do that for a living. Are you kidding me? To be able to pay this forward and help other women and men feel as good as I do and find a solution to a problem, because I know there's other chronic yo-yoers out there. Like, I know there's other people out there beating their head up against the wall like I used to be. And when weeks were turning into months and months were turning into years and I was still on that wagon and I wasn't falling off the wagon, you guys, I was blown away. I just kept thinking, this is it. I finally found it. I finally found it. And what it boiled down to is that every time I asked these other people that I would see, and you might be doing this as well, every time I would ask these other people that I would see that seemed to have it all together, like that it was very intrinsic, their healthy habits, when I would say, what are you doing? Like, how can I have what you have? How are you doing this without falling off the wagon? They would all answer me the same way. God bless them, because they just didn't know any better of how to express to me the how. They would tell me the what. They're like, well, I work out and I eat healthy. Really? No shit, Sherlock. Like, I know that's the formula. What I'm trying to ask you is, how are you doing it day in and day out without falling off the wagon? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And so what they weren't able to articulate is the how. They were able to tell me the what, but I already knew the what. They weren't able to tell me the how. And so years and years and years have passed, right? And here I am. Scott is now asking me about the coaching business. I say no 6 times. Because I was working 10, 12-hour days in this corporate office. Again, remember, I was a healthcare executive in the corner office with the title and all the things. I was so busy with my job. Plus, I was raising Jake, plus raising Paul. Just kidding. He's my husband. Plus, I had family, is essentially what I'm trying to say. And driving an hour and a half to and from, it was an hour and a half a day on the road. I was like, there's no way. I don't have any time to build another business part-time, right? And I certainly couldn't quit my job because this business had 0 earnings because it was going to be brand new. And so I kept saying no. And he didn't try to convince me otherwise. He just kept saying, it's no problem if you let me know if you change your mind. And I just kept feeling God like basically beating me over the head with a 2x4 saying, hello, McFly. Like, you're calling, I'm putting it right in front of you, and you're not seeing it. This is your purpose. This is your calling. And when I tell you that I don't hear God audibly, but I feel him communicating to me in ways like this, and it was so loud and so profound that he was trying to show me that I needed to learn more about this business. And that's why I kept approaching Scott again and asking more and more questions. And then he would answer the question and I'd say, okay, thanks, but no. That's why it was 6 no's. And then eventually, you know what he finally said to me? Mary, you can enroll as a coach, get the 25% discount. You're already getting all these products. Just enjoy the discount. And if you want to learn more, let me know and I can show you how to learn more. And I'm like, I can get a discount? I don't have to sell anything? He's like, absolutely. So he signed me up. I'm now a coach officially. I'm getting my sweet discount. And I enjoyed that discount for about 6 months. And then it was enough was enough of God beating me over the head. He was like, you just need to start learning about this business. And so I went in one weekend. You don't have to do this because I told you I have a 2-week training. I got you covered. But back then I didn't know. Because Scott at that point had quit. He had a big family. His family was growing. He had another baby, and he didn't want to do this coaching business anymore. And I didn't know what network marketing was. I didn't know the beauty of MLM. I didn't know that I had all this support above me, all these amazing mentors that I could tap into to learn. I didn't know how it worked, right? I didn't understand the beauty of it all. So I just went into the back office one weekend, and I did like this 7-hour binge training. Not because they said it was a good idea. I just wanted to keep learning. And so I just kept learning and doing all the lessons. And this lesson went to that lesson. You don't have to do that. Please take a big deep breath. That's not what we do anymore. And I got a fire in my belly. I just got a really, really big fire in my belly. And I was like, I am going to help as many people that will allow me to help them. I'm going to share with them my story. And if they see this as a fit, if they see this as something that could possibly change their life and solve their problem, that's amazing. And I'm going to share with them how to get started, and they can get the tools and the resources and join me, and I will hold them accountable. And if they don't see it as a fit, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. We're still going to be friends. And that is how I've approached this business for 11 years. I never allowed myself to get emotionally connected to the outcome. Meaning if someone said, no, thank you, I appreciate all the information, I didn't lose my mind and lose sleep and not be friends with that person anymore. I just thought to myself, you know what? Maybe one day they will see the value and come back, which, by the way, a lot of them have. And I'm grateful for that, because I always left the door open. Listen, not a problem at all. Please know the invitation is always open to you if you should change your mind. And I just don't know how to explain to you what it feels like to get up at dark 30 and do this for a living. It's absolutely, I pinch myself. I say to God every day, how is this possible that this is my life? So I built this business for 3 years in my car. And that's why I'm sitting here telling this story. And the reason why I finally, after 6 months of enjoying the discount, decided to start learning more about the business is because I thought to myself, again, remember, I'm just on Facebook, 331 friends. I got nothing else. And I remember thinking to myself, on my lunch break, I was sitting in this car and I was eating my lunch and I was playing on Facebook because it was new, right? The social media thing, you know, it was new, and we were like, oh, look at everybody. Look at all the highlight reels. And I thought, you know what? I wonder what would happen if, instead of playing on this Facebook thing, if I intentionally reached out to people and told them this solution to this problem that I found, and asked them if they had an interest in learning about it. I wonder if I could help people, you know? And that is the mindset that I had that changed my mind about building the business. So I decided to spend my hour lunch break. I did that for probably about 6-8 months. And month over month, I was growing the business. The earnings were growing a little bit at a time. I wasn't winning any kind of awards for the fastest grower, but I was growing. And the fire in my belly was building and building and building and building. Can you not still hear me? Melissa said she can't hear me. Can you guys hear me? Somebody confirm with me you can hear me. Rita said, finding Mary Schrank in this program has changed my life for the better. I love that. Oh man, I hope somebody confirmed. Okay, Melissa, I think it's on your end because Angie said she can hear me and Natalie can hear me. Okay, cool. So as I'm watching this build and I'm realizing that I'm genuinely helping people, and it was so rewarding. I thought to myself, I wonder what would happen if I stopped watching all those reality television shows at night. If I used that time in addition to my lunch break, I wonder if I can help more people. So I gave up Desperate Housewives and Biggest Loser and Dancing with the Stars, and I let my DVD do some recording, and I would watch them every once in a while, but honestly I lost interest because this was so fun and I was helping a lot of people and I was building this amazing community, and I had so many more friends now than I ever had before, because I certainly did exhaust my warm market, my family and friends. I decided to tell all of them one time, I had a problem, I found a solution. Do you struggle? Do you want to learn more about this? If they said yes, great. If they said no, no worries. I did everybody one time because I never wanted any of my family and friends to say, how come you helped all these strangers on social media, but you never told me about it? So I didn't want anybody to be able to say that. I told them all one time, didn't beat anybody over the head. I still wanted people to sit by me at Thanksgiving dinner. And I just moved on into my new friends I was meeting on social media. And that's you guys, all of you. Every one of you listening to my voice right now, with the exception of Celeste, who probably isn't in here anymore. She's a friend from high school. The rest of you, I never knew. I never knew you guys before TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, right? And you didn't know me. And that's the beauty of social media. There's a lot of bad on social media, but there's also an enormous amount of good. And you'll learn that if you decide to take part in this business, is that we have the opportunity to meet so many wonderful people and help so many wonderful people. And so that's what I did. I gave up those 3 hours a night. So from 8 to 11, I did my hour lunch break, and then I did 8. This is just my story. Everybody does it differently, but I added those 3 hours. And boy, I was really able to help a whole lot more people, adding 3 more hours, right? And then did some stuff on the weekend. And it was about 3 years in. My husband was so supportive. Paul kept saying, just transition, just go full time, babe. You love this so much, just do it full time. And my pride stepped in, and I was like, oh man, you know what? I went to college and graduated and got the degree and worked my way up the ladder. I got the corner office, the 6-figure income, the title. I don't want to walk away from all of that and start back at the bottom, you know, of this little business I'm trying to build. And And then all of a sudden I heard God say, what's more important? You know, your pride with all this stuff that doesn't matter, or you changing people's lives by telling them what you're doing in this and sharing this gift. And I was like, you know what? This is way more important. So glad he communicated to me that way. And so I did. I went full time. And you know, people ask me all the time, if you're one of those people that comes into my live and you've heard some of the trolls come in and say, you know, why don't you go find a job? Why don't you stop spending all your husband's money? You know, do you have a job? You hear people say this all the time in my lives, and it makes me laugh so hard. And I don't shed hate on hate. You probably have gathered that from me by now, that I actually love all my haters. And so as soon as I hear them say that, I get a big smile on my face, because my lives, as fun as they are, and they are a ton of fun. If you've ever been alive with me, I'm having just as much fun as you guys are having with me. But that's part of this business. Me getting on there and going live 4 times a week and building a relationship with you is part of this business. This is a relationship business, right? And so in order for me to avoid being spammy and salesy and sending out a bunch of sales links, I want to build a relationship with people I don't know on social media. And you do that by creating content and going live and things like that. Now, do you have to go live to be successful? You do not. It's just something I really enjoy doing, and it's something that I started doing. And you'll learn all about the social media stuff. Don't freak out about that, because the biggest lesson that I can tell you with how do you, because most new coaches, their biggest fear is being vulnerable to share your story, being vulnerable to share your journey, and not knowing how to do that, or not knowing if you want to do that. Oh my God, my family's going to see it. Oh my gosh, my friends are going to see it. They're going to make fun of me. Trust me, I thought all those things. We all think all those things, right? But here's what I learned. I wish I would have learned it 11 years ago when I first started, but I didn't learn it until about 3 years ago. But it has served me so well. It isn't about us. It's about her. Her being your ideal client, your ideal customer, your ideal coach for your team. I named her Lisa, because Lisa was a very common name in the 80s, if you remember. And so every day when I create content, I think of Lisa. By the way, you're Lisa. I don't know if you know that. You're Lisa. You're my Lisa, right? And I talk to my Lisa every day. And when I wake up, I think, what is Lisa struggling with today? What does she need to hear from me? Like, for example, today, I wrote a post about my 3-day rule. If you've been on any of my lives, you've heard me talk about my 3-day rule. Because I woke up this morning and I just felt Lisa, I just felt like she had a rough weekend. She's fallen off the wagon, and she's beating herself up, and she needs to understand what to do. She needs to, number one, give herself grace. Number two, she needs to know what to do to avoid doing it again, right? And so I wrote a post, and it'll go up tonight, and it's about the 3-day rule. And so that's what I do. Every day I think of Lisa. What does she need from me today? Maybe it's just about water consumption. She's struggling with water consumption. Maybe she just needs something funny to make her laugh today. So I'll create a funny piece of content. And so our content that we create isn't just about this health and wellness. It's about everything about us as we build a relationship. And you'll learn all of that in the training. All of that in the training. Your greatest pain is usually your greatest ministry. Exactly. When I tell you this is my ministry, and how honored I am that this is my ministry. How honored I am that I have this platform to allow you to see God through me. You know, and I hope you do. I hope you do see him. Am I a perfect human? I'm not. Do I say bad things? I do sometimes. Quite more than I should, probably. Do I act a certain way that I shouldn't, that doesn't make God happy and isn't pleasing to him? Absolutely, we all do. But you know what? A lot of times, more times than not, I'm shining his light through me. I'm just the vessel. And I hope that you see that, because that is a big part of me and my business. So anyway, there's the business. So here I am, 11 years later. I've been running this business. I absolutely am in love with this wellness system more today than I was 15 years ago. And then the business came in 11 years ago, because I told you there was a 4-year gap there. But here's one of the things I want to say, and I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow on the Q&A, on the live Q&A, because it gets asked all the time on the questions, but I want to address it a little bit here because every time I tell my story and I say that it was 4 years between me starting the business, between me starting the wellness system and me starting the business, a lot of people think, let me just get started with the wellness system and then years later I can do the business like you. You don't have to wait years later, because let me tell you something. If you remember back to me telling you my personal story, I told you I lost about 10 pounds in the first month and a half. It was about a month and a half, almost 2 months. I lost like 10 of the 15 pounds total that I've lost. And but if you remember me telling you my story, you remember me saying, but even after the first week, I felt so different. Your 1 week story is crazy powerful. And I'm going to get into it a little bit more tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Your 1 week story is really powerful because Lisa, who's on the other side of your social media platform, right? She's scrolling through the news feed and she sees a post and it's some amazing woman, and the woman has a side-by-side picture and she's lost like 100 pounds. And oh my gosh, I'm not taking away from this post. This woman lost 100 pounds. It took her 5 years. And it should take years to lose that much weight. She did it the healthy way, and God bless her and all of it. But you're scrolling and you're looking at that and you're like, that's fantastic, but I don't want to wait 5 years. I've got 50 pounds to lose or 100 pounds to lose or 20 pounds to lose, and I want it tomorrow. Why do we want it tomorrow? Because we're humans, and we want everything tomorrow, right? Nothing's going to happen tomorrow. I know you know that, but you also understand my story. So you keep scrolling through the news feed and you see Mary Schrank. And Mary Schrank says, holy shit, from Cheyenne. Well, maybe I don't say that, but holy smokes. I started this new wellness system 1 week ago, and I already can see my hair is looking healthier. My acne is clearing up. I'm sleeping better than I've ever slept, or that I've slept in a really, really long time. My body is so freaking sore, but I love it because I know that soreness equals change and it makes me feel strong. And my confidence is up. And even though I haven't lost a single pound, I feel like I'm holding my head up higher and my shoulders back. And dang, I think I finally figured it out. I think I finally found something that's going to work for me forever. Now, how are you responding to that post? A little different than the woman it took 5 years, right? Not to take away from her journey, but 7 days, you're thinking to yourself, if I can feel different, even one of those things you just listed in 7 days, sign me up. Sign me up. Where do I sign up? I want that. I want to feel that way. I want that energy. I want that. I'll tell you, that's the number one question I get is, how do I get your energy, Mary? And you've heard me answer. If you've been on any of my lives or seen any of my content, you've heard me answer. Strong faith, good health, and surrounding myself with positive people that lift me up and they don't drag me down, right? Those three components you will get in this world. You will get within this accountability group, in the Faithfully Fit accountability group. You'll get it in the Team Faithfully Fit coaching group. You'll get it from me as your accountability partner. I'm just here to tell you whether you see this as a good fit for you or not, and if you find something else in the community, make sure you have accountability. Make sure you have someone who notices and cares when you're not showing up, and respectfully taps you on the shoulder, and picks you up by your bootstraps and keeps you on that wagon, okay? It is the most critical piece that is, in my personal opinion, it is the number one reason why I can sit here and tell you that I've been consistent for 15 years, right? I have people in my life that are looking to make sure I stay on track, right? And if I hit day 3 of poor choices, boom, someone's picking me up, keeping me on the wagon. I will be that for you. You'll have that within this group. You have not just me, you have hundreds of people that I coach all together in a private group. You'll have all of that help, for you. So number 1, make sure you have strong accountability as part of your full wellness system. Number 2, make sure you have a nutrition plan that is not a temporary anything. Don't let anyone or anything tell you you can no longer for the rest of your life have, and then fill in the blank. If you see that on a nutrition plan, you need to run as fast as you can, stage right. Get the hell out of there, because it's not realistic, it's not attainable, and it's not sustainable for life. It is okay if you choose to have the stupid foods on occasion, okay, you just can't have them every day. You need to eat a good 80-85% nice, clean, healthy foods that are the right foods for your body. So just make sure that your wellness system and workouts you enjoy, I should say. Let's not keep the workouts out of it. Even though nutrition is 80% of us being our healthiest selves, workouts are the least important piece. They're an important piece. So make sure you have workouts you actually freaking enjoy. You know, our workouts, we have thousands to choose from. We have everything from heavy lifting to light lifting to bar ballet to Pilates to kickboxing to cycle on a bike, in-home cycle bikes. What else do we have? Oh, geez, we have stretching, we have meditation, we have an entire mindset section of this wellness system. We have short meditations, long meditations. We have just mindset work where you listen to someone, help you in certain areas. Just make sure that you have a full wellness system that is sustainable forever, not a temporary anything. If you decide to join some kind of 30-day group or 60-day group or 75, what is that thing that everyone's doing? 75 something, 75, whatever it is. My whole question to you is, what are you going to do on day 31? What are you going to do on day 60? What are you doing on day 76? It's okay to join these little short-term things, but make sure you have a plan for the next day when it's over. Otherwise, you're going to be like, yay, I finished, big celebration, fall off the wagon. How do I know it? Because I did it. I did it over and over and over and over again until I was freaking fed up, right? So I want to make sure you have that. All right, that's it. That's all I have for you today. Tomorrow, same time, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Ask your questions below that post that's going up tonight. It goes up at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It's going to have this logo, and it's going to say swag giveaway. Put your questions below, tag me, make sure I see them, and then tomorrow I'll see you right back here. We'll do a live Q&A and go from there. I want to make sure you also know, as you're starting to review the information, when you get into that Google Doc, there's going to be videos in there. There's also going to be information in there. You're going to see links to the coaching application. You don't have to wait until the sneak peek is over to complete the coaching application. If you already feel like this is a good fit for you and you want to proceed with learning more about the coaching business and getting started with the coaching business, complete the coaching application. All right. I'm only taking 10 new coaches onto the team. All right. And the reason why I have to stop at 10 is because I can only personally mentor about 10 new coaches a month. So that's 10 new coaches a month. So as soon as you feel like, yeah, this coaching business seems like a good fit for me, I want to start my own coaching business, make sure you complete the application so I can hold one of those 10 spots for you. And then via email, I'll send you next steps, okay? If you're listening to all of this, you have no interest in being a coach or starting your own coaching business, but you definitely have an interest in being coached, for someone to help you with your own personal wellness journey, go to the link in any of my bios and click on the first button. And that is how I can help you with the personal wellness. Or just DM me and I'll get you started, okay? By the way, when you become a coach on this team, you get both. I'm going to help you with your personal journey, and I'm going to mentor you to build your business, okay? So those who are interested in building the business, you will get my personal coaching as well. But some of you may be like, this is all great, but I don't have an interest in building a coaching business. I just want your help with personal wellness. That's not a problem at all. I want to help you. There won't be a link to the personal wellness next steps in this coaching group, but you can, like I said, you can DM me. I'm happy to send that to you. Or you can click the link in my bio. And once you click on that link in my bio, the very first button, it's going to take you to a questionnaire. And that's where I'm going to learn more about your fitness goals, etc. And we'll take it from there. Okay? All right, let me look at my thing real quick. Oh, man. Did I say everything I wanted to say? Probably not. All right, I think I did. And if not, you know what? We'll cover it tomorrow. So thank you for joining me. For those of you who were on here, thanks, Lynette. Thanks, Julia. Thanks, Pam, and Tara, and God, Rita. Who else was on here? Irene and Natalie and Debbie, Melissa. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. Don't forget to ask your questions and tag me. All right. Hopefully this was helpful here in my story. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow.